Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Tonight we're checking out a 2023 Genesis G90 at night. So this video focuses on the interior and exterior lighting of the vehicle. Check my channel for a full overview. It's a separate video. When you approach the vehicle with the key, it'll sense the key, and once it does, once you get close to it, it turns on these approach lights with the Genesis badge shining on the ground, looking really nice. And you can see here on the side door, both doors have lights shining on the ground. Also on the side mirror is projecting the Genesis approach light. The interior lights are also on now. When you hit the unlock button, those approach lights turn on, but also now the headlights and taillights will turn on when you hit the unlock button. So you have illumination around the vehicle as you approach it and enter it. So I have the headlight switched to the complete off position, and it turns off all the exterior lights. So some vehicles don't let you do that. Even when you turn the headlight switch off, there's still some exterior lights on. When I turn the parking lights on, basically it's a dimmer version of the headlights. When I turn the headlight actually on, it will be much, much brighter. But yeah, very interesting headlights. Completely unique looking. So this is just the parking lights on, and that's why they're so dim. And then you have the side marker, an amber side marker here that's illuminated here in the front. The tail lights are now illuminated, and they wrap around to the side of the vehicle, so they kind of serve as a side marker, and a really nice bright red LED lights. Fantastic looking. You see they wrap around the side and here into the back. Also, you have that tag light, which also illuminates the ground. It kind of serves as an approach light as well. Really impressive tail lights. It's just a long, razor sharp red LED strip. Really impressive. Okay, so here's the turn signal. It's an amber, and it's basically looks like the headlights that are turning to amber color. Amber, multiple lights, very bright, and they flash just right next to the headlights, basically. There's also a very bright LED side marker, a turn signal indicator that lets people know that's beside you that you're turning. And that kind of takes the place. It kind of replaces one that would be on the side mirror. Typically vehicles have them on the side mirror, but this is much brighter, and you can see it very well to the side, and kind of wraps around. So you can see front, you can see there's the nice side one, and pretty much from all angles except for when you're directly in front or behind the vehicle, you can still see it even from here. And then the turn signal is a red in color. It's kind of flashing here. This large, really bright. It's like it's blinding me. But it is red in color. It's blasting out the camera. It's making it look very orange on camera, but it's a very bright red and sharp as well. Very sharp. Hopefully camera's doing it justice, because it is really impressive. And especially together with those LED strips back here. Just an impressive combination. Okay, so let's go from the parking lights to the actual headlights. Here's what it looks like with the turn signal on. There's actually 23 headlights when you actually count them all up, if you exclude the turn signal. So the turn signal kind of like replaces those lights. So there's, for my count, 23 headlights. And here's what they look like without the turn signal on. So you can see a whole bunch of them there, and they kind of reflect off to the sides of the other ones as well to kind of get some side lights there. But there's a whole bunch of focused in different directions lights. Really impressive. It's hard to imagine all those little tiny lights add up to be very bright on the road and impressive. It does have a pretty clear cutoff, so as I dip down, it'll get bright on the camera right there. So it's about 2.5 feet off the ground. There's a cutoff there. We're gonna see what it looks like going down the road on low and high beams, but here's the high beams. There's the low beams. You can see the difference there. All right, so now the high beams are, this lower portion is now brighter and refocused to a higher position. So you can see all of them are very bright, but as I dip down, you can see they all join together. So now we're back here. As I dip down, it's gonna hit the camera at a higher position, especially when I go back further. They all work together. All those lights work together. The cargo area, it has 2 LED lights that are quite bright here. So you can see them right under here. There's one on the left side, one on the right side here. You can see those. And they do a decent job, even with the black interior, of illuminating, because they're so bright, and there's 2 of them. And they're in that kind of that center position. But you'll notice that quickly these areas here, there, and here kind of get a little dark. Plus, I have the suitcase here, which is casting a shadow right here closer to me. So to improve this, now I'm being a little bit picky, okay? This is a decent trunk light, but if they were to have like an over-the-shoulder type light up here shining down, just illuminating this, at least that, just kind of aiming in the center, at least 1 or 2, that would make it fantastic. So you can see it kind of, it's just mostly in the middle, and it's good, but you know, just a little idea there for improving it. Also, you have these 2 buttons here that are backlit for closing the power trunk. You can close the power trunk, or you can close it and lock the vehicle as well. The inside of this back door does have a nice puddle light. It's right under here, and it kind of illuminates the ground here, LED, nice and bright. This pocket is dark right here, so is this one, but it has this really nice mood lighting, and I'll show you what that when we get inside. The mood lighting is awesome. But you also have backlit buttons here, and all that's backlit, looking really sharp. That mood lighting really does make a difference. It kind of makes up for a lot of the deficiencies here. But check out the interior lights. I mean, with the light interior, this is unbelievably good. I mean, you can see pretty much everywhere in here when you have the inside lights on. And you can see they're nice bright LEDs there, one on each side of the sunroof, and it just illuminates everything. So I'm sitting in the back seat, and you can see lots of light back here, and nice and bright, especially with this light interior, really nice. So let's go ahead and shut the door, because I have the door open, the interior lights are on. So I can shut the door here, push that, it'll shut it for me. And that interior lights quickly go away, and then I'm left with the mood lighting or ambient lighting here, and it's set to purple, or like a hot pink really. So you can see here on the door, there's backlit buttons. There's lights here in the floorboard. I don't know if you can see that, but it is, there we go, looks a little bit better. But yeah, a nice light there on the floorboard where my feet are. This area here is dark. It has like this little compartment where the charger is, and the charger is backlit. So it's a USB-C charge port there. Alright, and then we have seat controls right here. We have a compartment here, which is nice light inside, really nice. And some backlit charge ports here as well. This is all felt lined black. There's also a cell phone charger right here, which you can see pretty good because you have all this mood lighting going on. The screen, you kind of have to like tap it and then swipe it like a cell phone to turn it on. So there's the screen. So this will be your climate control. You can also, completely control the radio and everything back here as well. So you can see this mood lighting and all the backlit buttons here. This other seat has the controls on the right side as well, so they're illuminated, so you can see them, what you're doing. But yeah, you can see that lighting on the other side. Also, here on the edges of the sunroof is illuminated, and when you open the shade, the light goes away, but it is illuminated when the shade's closed. Now it does have little vanity lights and mirrors back here for both this side and this side, and it's quite bright. The inside of the driver's door also has a puddle light, so you can see it shining on the ground there. It's an LED, so you can see what you're stepping in when you're going in and out of the vehicle. And it has backlit buttons here. Once again, the pockets are dark here, but you have a lot of backlit illuminated buttons here, all those, and the nice hot pink. I got it set to hot pink. You can change the colors. The mood lighting there, really nice. And once again, here on the front, really bright interior lights. You can see pretty much every nook and cranny of the vehicle, and it looks fantastic. Okay, so I have the door open with the interior lights on. Very bright interior lights, and there's plenty of them to go around, plus the mood lighting and backlit buttons and all that stuff. But we'll check it out. Let's go ahead and close the door. I'm going to push this button. It'll close the door, turn off the interior lights. We're left with the mood lighting and the backlit buttons here. All right, so you can see the mood lighting here on the door, backlit buttons on the controls. Here to the left of the steering wheel is a few backlit buttons. Mood lighting is just everywhere, so you can see it there on the door. To the left of on the dash right here. There's the screen, which is nice and not too bright, not too dim. It's like perfect on the eyes. Then you have some backlit buttons here on the steering wheel. There's mood lighting here on the side of the console to kind of illuminates the sides of the seats. Really nice. And you can see that seat, it illuminates and kind of shows you the quilting on the seat. It's really nice. Backlit buttons, and also this shifter. You can see the light in there, and then there's a dial. Let's go ahead and put it in reverse. It'll change the color to red. Put it back in drive, it'll go back to the color that you have it set. Right now I have it set on a custom color, which is like a hot pink, but I'll show you how to change all the colors. Surprisingly, the cup holders are not illuminated, so it's kind of surprising, I guess. But for a vehicle that has so many features, you can check out the little screen here for the climate control. Really nice looking, and all the backlit buttons there. Here's the screen here, and it has the camera system up, so you can see that. Very high clarity and brightness. You can see all the way around the vehicle. It just kind of amplifies and turns the brightness up on the existing light that's in the vehicle, or around the vehicle. And the floorboard lighting right in here where your feet are, right in there, you can see that is white. It stays white. It's not linked to the mood lighting. So that just kind of stays white. And when you put it in drive, you can see it's kind of bright. Let me switch to this side. So it's kind of bright, and when you put it in drive, it dims down quite a bit, but it's still there. When I put it back in park, it'll get light a little bit brighter. That's really nice. And then you have the mood lighting here on the other side of the dash, here on the door, around the speaker. It's coming up from the trim there, at the base of the trim. And it shines on that speaker right there. There's also that mood lighting here on the sides of the sunroof, it's only when the sunroof shade is closed. So you can see it there in the back as well. But when as soon as you open the shade, it turns it off, because I think it's supposed to reflect off the shade, and that's how it works. Okay, so let's look at this compartment here. So we noticed that the cup holders are dark, which is surprising to me. At least a little bit of light in there would be nice. This area here where your cell phone goes is dark. And I have a daytime video, so you can see all these features during the day. But there is showing you that it is charging. Let's go ahead and open up the center compartment. And there's a nice light in here. It's not super bright, but it gives a nice glow. And you're able to see in here good. Plus there's backlit charge ports here as well. And there's a little 12-volt power supply there, but it's not lit, but you can still see it. But yeah, really nice compartment there. Nice soft light. Like it's bright, but it's not hard on the eyes. It's like really, I don't know how to explain it. It's a really good hue. Glove compartment. has just a kind of standard light in there, but it does have a light and glove compartment, which is, you know, shouldn't be surprising that it has it, but some vehicles surprises me that it doesn't have it. So even expensive vehicles. Okay, so let's go into settings and look through the different lighting options. So under the 3D setup, or the it's right here in 3D setup, and then it shows the car, and then you go basically over here to where it says see inside, and then you go over to vehicle settings, and then you can scroll down on the first line down to lights, and then ambient lights. You can adjust the brightness here, so all the way down to 0, all the way up to 10. All right, and then we go back, and then we can change the color. So right now we're in aquamarine white, so it's just a regular white. Pearl white, which is like an off-white, I guess, or just a different hue of white. And then topaz yellow, sard brown, garnet red, amethyst purple, sapphire violet. You notice these are all like gemstones. Zircon blue, emerald blue green, peridot green, and then custom color. So you can go in here and set a custom color. Right now it's set at hot pink. It's like a hot pink. But you can go into set custom color, and you have this color wheel that you can go around, and there's quite a bit of different colors you can choose. But hot pink is the only one that's not really one on the list, so I went ahead and chose that. It's quite a contrast from everything else. All right, go back out of that. So yeah, there's the different ambient light settings. There's the brightness, the color. You can also choose automatically dims mood lighting under darkened conditions. So when I click that, apparently it's not dark enough to dim it right now, so it just kind of does it only when it's extremely dark. You can also link to drive mode, so depending on what drive mode you'll be in, it'll change the color there. So there's the light pattern there on that fence, and you can see it's a little bit lower on the left than the right. There's the high beams, there's the low beams, so there's quite a bit of light there on that high beams. But I'm going to put it on automatic high beams, and if it's anything like in the other like Hyundais and stuff, some of the higher end ones, it works fairly well. So hopefully we'll have to turn those off, because it's a bright headlight, so we don't want to blind anybody or flash anybody or anything like that. Such an enjoyable vehicle to drive. Okay, so you'll notice on the left side, the oncoming lane is lower. That cutoff is significantly lower. It's basically like a notch, then lower. It's like a notch that's right there in the oncoming lane. Because as you notice, we're going over bumps and going up and down hills, or just little rolling hills there. And you'll notice, so that cutoff goes up and down. So to avoid the possibility of kind of blinding oncoming traffic, that portion is a little bit lower just automatically. So we still have the automatic high beams turned on. Of course, it hasn't turned, there it goes, it goes to high beams, and then right back down to low beams because of that motorcycle. All right. So right up ahead is some dark roads. We'll get a chance to see what it looks like. So there we go, automatic beams turned on, and yeah, that's looking really nice. It does a good job of taking all those lights and putting them into like this evenly lit road, and nice moon out tonight. But yeah, you can see the trees in the distance. They're on the sides of the vehicle, really nice. The distance down the road is pretty good, especially considering the height of the vehicle. But yeah, really nice. With all those little individual lights, they just kind of add up to have an overlapping aim and make sure that it's evenly distributed on the road, because that's kind of a big deal. I anticipated it might be a little bit patchy here and there, but it's actually pretty good. Not a lot of traffic on the road. Actually, here comes a car now. Let's see if the automatic high beams are going to work okay. Yep, and they turned off. Now they should turn right back on. Yep. Looks like a bobcat in the road, but I was able to see it because of the nice headlights.